Seven stand-ins for 5 points.
God damn it, dude.
Well, did we ruin the intro?
Yeah,
Whatever.
everybody heard that, Merlini. Good work.
It was funny.
It was. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So we had a little debacle. Not a debacle, but stay free. They were nowhere to be found. They're not even a team. We tweeted at Trouf. He was busy pubbing. He's not on the team anymore. IX Mike stepped in and said, I don't think they're a team anymore. We said, okay. We waited 15 minutes. Nobody showed up. Nobody replied. So they got a def loss, and that's it. They're out of the tournament. And the only team that was affected by it, they had one win. It was over Union. So now Union is no longer 0-5. They're 1-4. So
Yeah.
go Union.
They still haven't technically won a game, though.
It's true. And they've got a hard opponent here. They've got Complexity as their next opponent. Eek. Odds are like 80-20.
You didn't talk about Riser.
Riser. Oh, yeah, Riser's out, too. Let's get into the draft and look at it. But Bloody Nine, he stood in the other day. We're looking at my profile, dude.
You're over. Way to go, dude.
Sorry, we were talking about stuff before this. Anyway, Riser, he's out on a back injury. Bloody Nine. He stood in for Complexity yesterday, I believe.
He was also on, I think, Isurus.
Yeah, so he is the official. I think there's an announcement out now, but apparently even before it was super official via the Complexity website, they worked it out with our admins, and Bloody Nine is their new consistent
Han
standard.
Players Unite!
Yep. This is one of few NA teams that is keeping their roster together, Merlini. We've had a big issue
They
with this.
they just replaced the guy. How are you going to say they kept the roster together?
Well,
they literally just replaced him.
No, but it's different. It's just they've been steady. One person's out
For
there,
how
a new
long?
person
Like
in,
3 months?
and it's steady. It's better than these other teams that you have Nerox standing in on like 3 different
Well,
teams.
what about the South American teams, dude?
Yeah, they're pretty solid. I said one of few North American teams.
I wouldn't call them stable. They're more stable.
They're more more stable. It's all
Yeah.
relative.
They're like
They're one of the more stable teams.
in a global scale. They're probably like 3.5 out of
Yeah.
10 on stability.
Yeah.
In an NA
I said
scale,
out
they're
of
like
NA.
7.
7
out of
to 8.
10.
Yeah, I would put them in 8 of stability.
8?
In NA,
Dude,
Complexity. They're in a team house for Christ's sake, dude.
how long have they been a team?
I don't know, a while.
Dude, EG is
They were together
EG is
before
10
they
out
were-
of 10. Okay,
They were EG before they were Complexity, weren't they? Stay Green or SG
I don't
or
know,
whatever.
dude.
Yeah, they were a team.
You can't
before
put them
this.
at an 8.
They've had the same roster for a pretty long time.
How long is a pretty long time?
It's been a couple of months. How long were they on their team before
Dude, a
Complexity?
few months is not long.
For NA, that's
like,
pretty good.
That's like one season. Dude, EG has been a team forever. A lot of the
Yeah.
South American teams
Well-
have been teams before TI
Well,
qualifiers.
EG's a real team, dude. They're
That's like they,
placing in TI and shit.
dude, the South American teams have been together since like May. Well before May. May's like
Yeah. So your overarching point is that South America is more stable than North America? Is that what you're getting
Yeah,
at here?
I think
Okay.
so.
That's a fair point. I was just talking about North America, so we're both right.
Dude, this is American qualifiers.
Yeah.
Stop discriminating, man.
I wasn't discriminating. I was just making a point that South American teams, it's an unfair standard because they're so stable, you know. Gotta keep apples to apples,
and
oranges
then
to oranges.
you keep Cloud9 out of it, and you keep EG out of it.
God. Well, yeah, those are the real.
So
teams.
you're pretty much
Okay.
specifying
All right.
they're stable
All
as far as North American non-tier 1 teams.
It's a pretty
the past few
small
months.
demographic. I zoomed in far. You know, sometimes you zoom in close on a graph, looks like your stock is killing it, then you zoom out and realize it was just a daily thing. Anyway, let's look at these heroes. We've got McGee and Marana to get things started for Union, Skywrath and Razor for Complexity. Wow, Merlini, a Pugna ban. Look at that. You guys were talking about Pugna, you and Syndra, and over at the
Dude,
Starlight
Pugna
there
is
quite a
like
bit.
straight ownage.
Yeah?
I've seen him used like a few times. Well, he was actually a lot more popular versus Shadow Shaman. Like if team picks Skywrath and Shadow Shaman, it's like boom, Pugna, instant win.
Yeah.
It was
there you
that
go.
easy.
Dude, the burst was unreal.
They can't cast anything. They have like no HP at all. And then they go Arcanes on top of that.
Yeah.
Like if they cast Fork Lightning, they do more damage themselves. If they cast Hex, you just turn around and kill a Shadow Shaman instantly. If he drops wards, they lose the fight.
Yeah.
It's not like that easy. I'm over exaggerating a little bit, but
I think so.
still it just
powerful, dude.
Dude, the Pugna ward is where it's at. It just completely mitigates their early game factor. And on top of that, neither of them are that great at anti-push. And
Yeah.
Pugna's strength is pushing, so it's a double whammy, man.
Okay, the double whammy. We get to see Abaddon again, though. That's pretty exciting. I've actually...
Abaddon is not exciting. Jesus.
Okay. You don't like seeing Abaddon at all. He's
No,
not.
I never said I don't like seeing him. I'm just saying he's not exciting.
He's not exciting. He's a little exciting. He
Dude,
comes in with a big save.
exciting is Ember Spirit.
No, not everything that's
Dire
exciting
King
is just
pick.
big plays, big numbers. Oh, he's critting them
That's
down.
the exciting part.
A really clutch save, a big shallow grave, and a Aphotic Shield when he's at 10 hit points. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
That's just as hype.
I guess so.
Come
you
on,
know
the big
those are
defensive
coming.
plays. Yeah.
Oh
you
my
know
God,
he's
he
gonna
saves
time
them with a shield.
The refraction, dude. Come on. Sometimes you got to get pumped about the defensive.
Yeah, sometimes. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's just there to like shield people from Marana Arrow, shield people who get multicasted,
10
etc.
seconds
Well, that's true.
remaining.
That's
and
not quite.
Union Gaming doesn't really have that much like AoE. If there's a lot of AoE,
5 seconds
then I think that
remaining.
Abaddon is fun to watch because he's very difficult to play, like against a Death Prophet or something like that.
Yeah.
Reserve
Because his
time.
positioning is very complex when it gets to that. But
Yeah.
against all these single target spells, it's like, okay, well, I can stand right next to my Razor, and I don't really care about what getting side ignited. Who cares?
Yeah, it's nice having a Skywrath with you also because he's got the slows rather that Abaddon doesn't, and if he's on
Yo,
the
he has a
run, he
slow
does it.
man.
Oh yeah, Curse of Avernus. Watch out! One of these days we're gonna see somebody prioritize that shit before level 20.
Yo, that spell is firstly, it's good for Roshan. Secondly,
for
it's
Roshan.
good. It's not an orb. You can get Orb of Venom and roam with it
Uh-huh.
if you actually want to play a different sort of Abaddon. And he's actually like not bad level 1 roamer. He's probably one of the better ones,
Mhm.
I'd have to say, because he has double slow and it's infinite. It's not like Janata. It's on a cooldown. It's just
yeah,
straight ownage.
you're cutting him. Well, all right.
And Abaddon doesn't have a slow. Come on.
I mean, it's
Radiant
it's
that
you
would
can't.
be-
It's not in the same league as concussive though.
Okay.
Come on, that shit's unreal.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well-
we're talking we were talking apples
You
and
didn't say
oranges
good
earlier.
slow. You said
I did-
slow. Come on, man. You gotta be
A
specific.
little hyperbolic. I know how much you like specificity.
10
It's,
seconds remaining.
oh god, Viper now. Talk about your all-time boring heroes for Union.
5
Yeah,
seconds.
Snoozer Deluxe up there. He's not on Naga level, but if she's Kale tier, he's God tier. You know,
Reserve
he's
time.
a snoozer.
He's up there.
He's pretty bad. but
Abaddon would be
Slark-
exciting to watch if they went roaming build with Orb of Venom with Curse of Avernus first. That would be fun to watch.
10
now
seconds
that would be
remaining.
that's the dream. I don't think we're gonna see that here.
That is the dream.
5 seconds
Oh,
remaining.
banning the storm.
That's
Dire
interesting.
Demon
That is pretty
Swindle
interesting.
does play Storm a bit. It's kind of
like he's not that great for. He's okay versus Ember, I'd say. But if you go to Flame Guard build, which most people do nowadays, he's not that good. He's not that great versus Viper, and he's not that great versus
Radiant
Ogre
team
either.
pick.
He's like decent versus Marana, but like
yeah, not an obvious Storm game, but it's just a hero that they're very comfortable with. So I see where the band's coming from. Vengeful
Mhm.
Spirit banned down. Okay, trying to I guess assuming it's either a core Marana or a core Ogre. That's interesting.
yeah. Why are they scared of the Venge? I don't really see Venge as like that big of a deal breaker.
That's I mean maybe they're gonna last pick a Bat Rider here, and they don't want Venge to
10
break the
seconds
lasso. That could
remaining.
be an option.
yeah, but they have last pick. So if they pick Venge, they just go with another offlaner.
5
Yeah,
seconds
I mean, well, that's true.
remaining.
Maybe they just really want Bat Rider. Still, it's odd.
Yeah.
It's a Han hero. I always like
Reserve time.
to take that into account.
and Bat Rider isn't.
Yeah. Witch Doctor.
Dire
Okay, so it is
team
going to be a funky core. I hope it's a core Ogre, dude. I love seeing the core McGee. But
Is it Core McGee or Core Marana? Why?
I think the Marana is more like.
Why is it McGee now?
I don't know.
Europeans have infected us.
It fits. I don't know. The first person that told me that was Coddle Guy. I think it just fits him. Just look at that derpy guy. Ogre McGee.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
Why don't we just call him Ogre?
I mean, you could call him that. You could call him the Braless Wonder. I sometimes call him
10
Magooch.
seconds remaining.
I don't know where that one came from. It's
Jelly Monster?
yep,
5
jelly
seconds
rolls. I like to make
remaining.
jokes about the back bacon. That's all I got for Ogre.
Dude, he has front bacon.
Do you know
too.
what their names are? The two
Reserve
different
time.
heads. I can't
It's
remember.
like as Rock Stonebreaker or something?
Beelzebub or something.
I don't remember.
I can't
could
remember.
check.
Brian knows. Every time I ask it, he knows. it.
Agron Stonebreaker, that's it. But I don't know what the actual names are of the things.
Yeah, I know. The individual heads have different names. They talk
Wow.
to each other.
Why don't we check out the Dota 2 lore then?
All right, check it out, dude. Complexity's taking their time. They've got 40 seconds, so that means you might have 40 seconds.
Okay, Ogre Magi. Agron Stonebreak is the melee intelligence hero famous for its random potential for extreme burst damage and its enormous health pool for an intelligence hero.
Yeah, I think that's pretty close to what
Okay,
he's known for.
lore. The ordinary ogre is a creature for whom the phrase "as dumb as a bag of rock hammers" was coined. In its natural state, an ogre is supremely incapable of doing or deciding anything. Clothed in dirt, he sometimes finds himself accidentally draped in animal skins after after eating lame
Do you
kill.
see this, dude? Who called it? Last pick Bat Rider. Get on the wreck train.
Why are they scared? Dude, I don't disagree that the Batrider is a bad last pick, but at the same time, they didn't need to ban the Venge out. It's not very good versus Complexity's lineup at all. It's like much better versus Void or if a Batrider started being picked out.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't think that ban was warranted.
All right, well, still, it's safe. They knew what they wanted. They had an obvious
Dude, it's
plan.
not here.
I can respect that.
I don't see it in the lore.
Oh. Agron Stonebreak. I thought they had different names. We'd have to look at their like lines or something and go in it that way, you know?
Yeah, okay. Voice lines, Ogre Magi responses.
I don't know.
10
I'm
seconds
almost
remaining.
positive they have different names.
I don't see anything.
You just typed into Google.
5
Reddit probably
seconds
knows.
remaining.
I don't know. Twitch chat probably knows. I don't think so.
Let's see.
Crummy Wizard. They have a line for Crummy and Shitty Wizard? Wow, that's deep.
Yeah, the lines are pretty intense.
Ogre Magi. Name of heads. Name of heads. Two-headed Ogre Magi. I don't know. I don't think so.
Maybe
man.
they don't have names. Maybe I'm
Brian. I think Brian's just messing with you.
Maybe
dude.
I'm just bullshitting. Yeah, maybe Brian's running with this joke. Which ogre head has the retarded voice? That's a thread on Play Dota. That's terrible.
The middle.
The middle one.
I don't think so, dude.
All right. Well, let's see. Twitch chat, please save us. What are the heads of the ogres?
I'm pretty sure he's trying to make you into the ogre by fooling you and pulling this one over your head.
I am the ogre. Ogres are so stupid. Set competitive piss pause. Oh, you know that's a thing in Han. Was that a thing in Dota?
What?
Players drinking absurd amounts of water during a game, and then like in between every game or during every game, there would always be a pee break for someone. It was like a thing. I remember casting Han, and one time we tried to get on the players about it, and they literally said, "You just don't understand what it's like to be a pro player and how much water you have to drink." I remember it being so we just let him pause and constant peeing.
This is why nobody likes Han players.
That wasn't a thing in Dota? You guys weren't pounding water and pissing all the
No.
time? All right, well.
Well, I mean, maybe in between games.
No, this is a Han thing. You just
But
you,
not
dude,
during
you
the
pee
game.
when you need to pee.
You pee if there's like a 100+ minute game. Then a pee break is warranted, probably warranted,
Okay.
and it's okay. No
how
one's gonna
about
get
how
mad
about
at
this? Post draft pee.
you. It's also terrible. Well, it's I don't know.
Damn.
I think-
Somebody's grumpy tonight, man. That break did not do you well. You got to get some
Dude.
carbs in that tummy.
Post draft break? Come on, it's like an 8-minute draft.
It's true. It's
Players feel so entitled. They come in late. They draft slowly.
To be fair, Complexity
They-
was here on time. Union were a little slow getting in. They were here like maybe 90 seconds after the posted start time. Complexity said ready to go 60 seconds ahead of start time.
They're the ones being inconsiderate.
Well,
dude.
now they're pausing.
Look at all
so that
all the
takes away
viewers have to
from it, I
wait for
guess.
them. The casters have to wait for them. The Russian and the Chinese casters have to wait for them.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of things going into this. BM Han players.
BM on players. All right, well, here we go. It's time to get rolling. Let's get our sounds up. It's
don't think-
Ogre McGee, you fucking morons. Okay, well,
Those are the two names. Yeah.
those are his two names, yeah. The right one's McGee. Well, it looks like Twitch doesn't know either. Maybe they don't have names. I'm going to ask Brian about that when they get back from dinner.
I think he's pulling a fast one, man.
All right, we'll see. Over under that Brian is yanking my
Pretty high.
my chain pretty high. All right.
85%, 90%. I can't find it in the lore. Twitch chat doesn't know. You
Yeah.
have no idea what you're talking about.
I really don't.
Based on you're just basing it on what Brian says.
I'm the victim of a joke. I thought April Fool's was months ago.
If Brian told you that Spirit Breaker had a 200% win rate, would you believe him?
No. But that's a little different. I could the heads having different names is believable. You know, that's a believable story. Okay, Brian,
But
why
you
would
don't
you lie about an ogre
But
having
you
two
don't-
heads?
You didn't
Well, they're
remember
weird
the names?
names. They're like Burzelgag and Z-Gap or something. It's stuff that you're not going to remember. It's arbitrary as fuck. I mean, who really cares? Who really
I think it's
cares?
hilarious.
When it's in a... Yeah, okay. Let's introduce some players here. Dire Side, we've got Complexity, the heavy favorites. They are number 1 in this group right now. Looking strong towards the tail end of the group stage in the Summit to America. We've got Limp, Chessie's brother, the offlaner. He'll be on the Batrider,
The
Moon
battle
Meander, mid on the
begins.
Slark. That puts Swindle Melons on the Razor, Z-Freak, Swindle's younger brother, on the Skywrath Mage, and hey, it's Bloody 9. They're standing in place of Riser with the back injury. Top that. No cosmetics. Merlini's disappointed.
I know.
I see you checking out this Bat Rider.
I know. What a plebeian.
You're judging him hard. Well, Radiant side, we've got Union Gaming. They're the underdogs. They just lucked their way into a win. They were 0-5 earlier today. Now they're 1-4. Doesn't happen so often, but feeling good. We'll have Benjaz here in the safe lane. He's on the Viper. Mid. Who the hell is this? Merlini. What's going on here? We've got numbers, man. Do some investigating.
I'm not exactly sure. I don't know why he's not tagged up as his name.
Uh-oh, here we go. Up top, action coming in. Swindle, he takes the cask. Stun out on Z-Freak. Swindle gets shielded up, though, and he'll lose a little bit of damage, but he'll be okay. It'll be Xander on the Witch Doctor, Daiko on the McGee, and that puts Angel here on Mirana.
Yeah, this laning phase is already going decently for Union Gaming. It's not a bad mid matchup for Ember Spirit, which you are worried about sometimes. Top lane, they have very high kill potential, and if they go on Abaddon, he's toast. And they have sufficient range and Ogre as their frontliner to make things very easy for them. And bottom lane, Viper versus Bat Rider. It takes a really skilled Bat Rider to kill a Viper in lane.
Yeah. It looks like, I think this is Citadel here, unless it's a stand-in. He's just on a silly name. So that's the last one for Union. But yeah, Slark doing a good job in the mid. He's getting a lot of farm over this Ember. Well, at least a couple last hits ahead.
Yeah, Slark, I don't know. Slark doesn't have too many easy targets aside from the Priestess of the Moon, but the Priestess of the Moon is the one getting the farm in the offlane too. So, we'll see. See how he does. They have a lot of burst too. Like if he mistimes his Dark Pack, it's over. It's over for him. And even things like multicast are still pretty good versus Dark Pack. I think Slark's a very strange hero in that he's like really good versus like Bat Rider and certain other heroes, but he's really bad versus a lot of the current competitive ones like Faceless Void and actually he's not that bad versus Faceless Void after the change, but like Ogre Magi.
Bottom lane.
Sky.
Benjaz, he's in a little bit of trouble. More than a little. Limp's going to secure this one. There's your first blood. All it takes is a quick rotation from Z-Freak, one of those broken concussive shots there. And
The
easy
real
first blood.
slow.
The real slow. We were talking about it. Dude, that ability is so strong. It's unreal. It has so much range. It's so easy to use. You just have to smack the button. Goes right to him, and it does damage. Oh.
You have to make sure he's in range.
Yeah, you do have to make sure you're in
And
range.
he's in
It's
vision.
pretty easy, though.
Yeah, that's probably one of the stronger parts of the hero. I'm glad it was nerfed to not a 4-second duration slow at level, or not a max slow at level 1.
Yeah.
Scaling instead.
It's a step in the right direction. Now the percentage, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the duration. Yeah, it's good. It's a lot better, but it's still a damn strong spell.
Moon Meander going for another kill on.
He's thinking about it.
Benjaz.
Haste Rune might be an easy one.
Radiant's
Benjaz 2
bottom
points in the
tower is under
Vipers,
attack.
or pardon me, the poison attack. But Moon, just as he's backing up, a little indecision. He'll head back towards the mid lane. Z-Freak just leeching some XP for now. But Citadel getting some decent farm on the Ember Spirit. He's doing okay. With Moon out of the lane, he's recovered, and now they're about on par with each other.
Yeah, and on top lane, Raids are still getting farmed. They're just really scared to go on Swindle Melons with the Abaddon behind them. And looks like we see a rotation from the Ogre trying to get a kill on old Limp in the bottom lane, but he's not really that low. And
Yeah, Daiko's only level 2. He does have boots,
a bottle.
so maybe.
Yeah, he has boots and bottle. This is not a kill. There's no way they
Ooh.
kill him unless he
Double
uses
damage,
Firefly
too.
or plays hyper aggressively.
Yeah.
Which he actually might. They are going for another kill. They might actually be able to kill the Skyraz since he's in no man's land. And
There's a
scouted out by the ward.
Radiant Observer. This is Radiant Vision we got here. Daiko knows he's coming, staying in fog for the most part. It is nighttime, so I don't think Z-Freak knows how much danger he's in. Here's the Dire Vision. Daiko looking to come around the side and initiate right onto Z-Freak. Starts off with the Fire Blast. Poison attacks, laying in. Z-Freak just tries to TP home, but they might have the damage. Back in the well. Does he tick down? No, just barely survives. A close call, but good heads-up play from Z-Freak to TP out and know his limits.
Good play indeed. I don't really like the max poison attack build. I think it's decent in one-on-one matchups in mid, but in the side lane, I don't really think it's that necessary.
You like that corrosive?
I like the Nether Toxin. I think Nether
Oh.
Toxin is pretty good, or like a 1-2-2, a hybrid build. But
Okay.
I don't know. Some people really like the level 3 poison attack. It does do decent damage.
Yeah, I mean, it is sort of a 1v1 lane now that Ogre's joining him and Skyrat's been rotating down. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, you can't really go wrong with max corrosive though. If you go 1-1-4, there's rarely going to be a situation where it's going to hurt you over other builds.
I do like that build against Bat Rider. You can just walk right into the fire, get some corrosives up on him.
Yeah.
Sometimes if he's not paying attention, you can get in position for a couple poison attacks. And
that's true. They did change the range on corrosive skin though, so
yeah.
that
It's still
certainly helps a little
1400, so it's not that. It's a little harder, but you know.
I remember like when AA would blast him, he would just take so
yeah.
much damage.
Yeah, that's a little silly.
Oh, well, Angel looks like he's in a little bit of trouble too. Z-Freak maybe going for a kill.
Yep. Or Swindle gets 28 damage, just a little bit there. But Mirana's Leap will keep her safe. She's got 21 last hits.
Bat Rider gonna get scattered out by Daiko. Ooh, nope.
Maybe not. Close call. Double damage on
Oh,
Limp.
he's done for.
Who's
dude.
scouting out who now? Moomiander comes in. Daiko. Oh, Jesus. And oh, yeah, he's dead.
No amount of jelly rolls will save you from that.
Yep. Old Fudge Cake Ogre. He's going to take a quick one to the grave. That'll make it 2-0 as Complexity pull ahead. Looking towards the mid lane. Ember Spirit finding some farm here. Again, as Moon roams out of the lane, he'll now be the leading farmer. So, is it good? Is it good farm on the Ember or sort of lackluster farm on the side lanes that puts Ember in the top?
It's about the same. I mean, each lane is contested. There's no like free farmer in any lane. So. Yeah. Oh, Bloody Nine. Taking a little bit of harass from Angel.
Yeah, he is
Hit
only
the
level
arrow.
4. Arrow's off the mark, flies right between them. Now Z-Freak coming in, maybe a turn. They'll go on to Xander, level 3 Witch Doctor, 2 points in the Voodoo Restore. Will miss a kill on the Viper down bottom, but now Z-Freak taking a lot of damage in the front lines. Aphotic Shield comes out, but it's not enough. They lose the Sky Wrath, but Swindle finds a turnaround kill on the Mirana. A little bit of stolen damage makes it easy as he whips her down. So it's a 1 for 2 across the map.
Where was the leap?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. He had Magic Stick plus Leap. It's already 45 mana. Anyways, yeah. Cole is making Union Gaming just react to their ganks. Mostly due to great movement by Z-Freak. First at TP on bottom, and then they're like, okay, crap, we don't know where he is. And then the Ogre is just forced to run around. And then on top of that, they can't get kills on the top lane because of the Abaddon. They can't get kills in the mid lane because it's a Slark with level 8, and he has slightly better rune control than Ember at this point. And yeah, they're kind of at a loss as to what to do. Union Gaming like trying to scramble for kills around the map, but unable to really contest anyone's.
It's not going so well. Bat Rider has a 7-minute Blink Dagger here. Merlini, 39 last hits, 3-0. Look at this guy. He's level 8. Limp is a monster right now. He's tied with the mids in terms of experience. This is going to be difficult for Union to deal with.
Yeah, they thought it would just be a strict 1v1 matchup on bottom, but so much interference, and Benjes is not actually that far behind considering how many times he's died. But yeah, the Bat Rider's just gotten so much, and they don't really have a great way to deal with him.
Yeah, he's about halfway to the mech recipe, so good on that account, but Viper's only going to be able to do so much. A Bat Rider with this much momentum, he can control the flow of this game. Essentially, every time that ultimate's off cooldown,
Ember
every
and
minute and a
Daiko
half,
going for a kill on Swindle.
he can make it rain. Yeah, they're smoked up. Swindle, it's a Swindle sandwich. Oh, the melons. He's going to get locked in place, and yeah, no way you're going to survive that one. So, the smoke's successful. Kill goes the way of the Ember Spirit. Good stuff there.
Yep. Really important that they kill either Razor or Slark, and Slark being that slippery old fish, probably not the ideal target. They still have wards on top lane. Bat Rider may be going in for Lasso, but no real damage to follow up. Sky Wrath, only level 5 at this point, trying to pick up his Mystic Flare in the mid lane.
Yeah. Z-Freak still had really good rotations. He's only 0-1-1, but he's done a lot of work
Yeah, he really
putting
has.
pressure around the map.
And just making Union Gaming really scared to be anywhere. Like
Yeah.
there's no one farming their safe lane, which is a little absurd. There's a Viper trying to babysit an Ember in mid, which is also a little absurd. And there's 3 heroes on top that can't really seem to get a kill without losing a very important hero,
Yeah.
like Mirana in the process.
And the result of that is Witch Doctor very underleveled, nowhere close to a Death Ward. Mirana, she's only level 6 herself. Aquila, Magic Stick, not really feeling too scary. Will be close to upgraded boots, either Phases or some treads. So really this Ember Spirit who's got decent farm, looking at net worth, he is number 2 overall, but still needs a little more to be totally online. He will go into drums, so I'll give him a nice little bump right around that 11-minute mark or so.
Out there to smoke, trying to catch him out in mid. They need one more TP. I don't think they can just kill him with Lasso and Ancient Seal.
Yeah, well,
Maybe they can.
They're going to try, maybe not. Out come the Searing Chains, Moonlight Shadow, but Moonmeander comes in with a leap that connects. There's your
Wow.
Fire Remnant away. And
That was a
that'll be
fast slide. You see that sleight of fist?
it. Yeah.
Man. Well played.
Citadel. Got those fast fingers, man.
I know. So he got the Blink Dagger, what, 2 minutes ago? And he hasn't been able to do that much with it, and he's not going to be able to do anything for a couple minutes more. And wow.
Nice top. Swindle gets a dove 4-on-1. Again, not really much he could do there.
Yeah, they're preparing very well for this Batrider. They're prepared very well for this Batrider Blink. They gathered up on top, and Ember with the quick reactions just kind of
Dire's
nullified
top tower
4
is
minutes
under
of
attack.
potentially extreme aggression from Complexity.
Yeah. Well, UG, now that some TPs come in, they'll back it on up. Benjaz gets his mech delivered, so UG actually pretty
Dire's top tower
in pretty
is
good
under
shape in
attack.
terms of team fighting. Complexity don't have any other core items outside of that Blink Dagger, so this will give Union a nice little bump if they actually want to take a skirmish and
Radiant's
maybe
middle
try to
tower
go
is
blow for
under
blow with this
attack.
Batrider. This is an odd state for the Batrider right now, and he's just Blink Boots Bottle. He can get pickoffs, but no Force Staff, and if you jump on him, he's still very
They really
squishy.
need the Mystic Flare on Skywrath.
Yeah. And he's close. Just a couple creep kills away. 70 experience short. But Union, they've got all 5 up top. Witch Doctor still only 4. How's Ogre doing? Can't click on him. There you go. Level 5.
Yeah, but they can't push.
Max Ignite build.
Look at this Firefly and just doing work.
Radiant
Then
structures
maybe with the
are
plasma field,
fortified.
actually Swindle Mounts is even
Radiant's
close.
bottom tower is
But
under
they're
attack.
going to let it fall. There is a glyph. Dire
Dire's
will use it.
structures are
Buy themselves some
fortified.
time. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Swindle's doing
Dire's
some
top
side
tower is
pushing.
under attack.
Tower goes down. Viper gets the
Dire's
last hit.
top
Complexity,
tower has
they'll just
fallen.
back up. They'll look for sort of a tower exchange, but only so much pressure a Singleton Razor can put out. Benjaz TP's down. Moon will start to take some of his damage. Gets broken. Moon way off the mark with the leap. Misses the Dark Pact as well. And Benjaz just laying into Swindle. He'll be just fine. TP in from Angel. Moon forced to use the ultimate. Gets hit by both stars and now will be forced to retreat. Meanwhile, on the other side, Swindle gets stunned up by the Witch Doctor. A little bit of RNG going Xander's way. And they find a pickup on the Lightning Revenant. Rather disastrous for Complexity.
Nice dodge of the pounce by Viper. It wouldn't have made that big of a difference, but still he was able to chase down the Razor and put him in critical HP range enough so that both of them had to back off. So yeah, Union Gaming strike back. They didn't even lose any of their other towers, and this Ember is very strong relative to everyone else at this point in the game. It's still, Batrider's just been super quiet. He's still farming up. He has his Staff of Wizardry, but it's been, what, 4 or 5 killless minutes for him after a fiery hot start.
Yeah, still 3-0 and 0. Not even any assists on the board has done very little in controlling tempos. Slark finding decent farm himself. He is behind that of the Ember, but not by a huge amount. Will be going for a Drum of Endurance himself, so both teams kind of focusing on the fighting portion of this mid-game early on, where both will be pretty strong. Xander really needs his Death Ward online, kind of the big crux for Union right now. He's pretty close, halfway there. Skywrath did finally get level 6, and with that they will smoke up. Z-Freak joins Limp. They rotate through the Roche Pit, and with Lasso Mystic Flare, they should be able to pick up a quick kill on somebody.
Yeah, they
Radiant's
also
middle tower is
really
under
need
attack.
the multicast on Ogre too. Spells also GG, don't forget.
Well, here we go. Looking for Ogre, maybe a Witch Doctor. Limp just farming away. Alright, well, little underwhelming smoke from Complexity, but no big deal. They'll group up and push the bottom tier 1 tower. Meanwhile, Slark in the mid lane bottles up a regeneration rune and gets his full Drum of Endurance delivered. So he'll try to defend what he can in the mid, but Union, they're
Dire's
right there
middle
with a
tower
4-hero
is under
push.
attack.
One in the top lane
Radiant's
getting some
bottom
farm, so
tower
pretty
is
efficient
under
use,
attack.
use of the map right now. Complexity, they've got a glyph. They will try to make a hold. They'll leave Moon down bottom to pressure the towers. 29 comes in, now Limp, hops forward in the mid lane, grabs Angel. Follow-up Mystic Flare will finish off the Mirana. Z-Freak in the front lines, just squishing him up. And Swindle will finally TP in. Now Moonmeander goes way in the front lines, uses the Dark Pact. Mech comes out, but a Flame Break to break it up. This Witch Doctor, 3 points in the Voodoo Restoration, almost stays alive, but Razor will be able to finish him off. Now the multicast comes out onto Swindle. Gets cleansed from the Abaddon, and he will be able to survive it. Limp getting clicked pretty hard. In comes the Citadel Ember Spirit. Finds the kill on the Batrider. Now the rest of the fight breaks out. They'll find the kill on Viper. Moonmeander somehow still alive, getting so much sustain from Bloody Nine. It's a drawn-out fight, and it will be Complexity that find the last kill. Or will it? Yeah, out comes the Ember Spirit, connects with some chains on Z-Freak. The bolas are enough to finish him off after a slight. And meanwhile, Slark coming back in, connects with the pounce, wants the kill on the Ember, gets it. Now Angel in some trouble. Slark stealing a lot of stats here, gets the kill on Mirana. Now a buyback from the Ember, he wants more. He's going to slight right as he hops back to the Fire Remnant. Will they have enough to bring him down? Almost finishes off Swindle. Moon comes leaping in, will not connect with the pounce. Z-Freak on the hunt, but needs to be a bit careful. This Ember's got a lot of mana. Connects with a slight and set of bolas. There's going to be a remnant here. I don't know, Merlini. Is Z-Freak getting out of this one? Yes, he will. Limp coming in. Lasso up in 6 seconds. And everyone will disengage. Wow, what a team fight. And at the end of it, it's only a 200 net worth change. Buyback on each side. Skywrath actually bought back in there also.
Yeah, not bad for either side. Ember Spirit, I don't know. I don't think that buyback was worth it for him. If he had gotten one more kill, I would have said so, but still, their important heroes died. Viper and Ember Spirit, and Slark was the one who lived and also got a lot of cleanup kills too.
And Slark will get a free pick off down bottom, and now the mid-tier 1 tower goes down. TP's in, Swindle gets shielded up, but this Ember Spirit clicking him down as best he can. He's losing a lot of damage, but he doesn't need it. Razor still falls. Now Moon joins the party. Will go for a lot of damage on the Ogre. Mech buys in some time, but Jelly Roll still falls. Now Bloody 9 takes a lot of damage. Ultimate comes through. That'll pick him back up. They still lay a lot of damage into him, and he will survive. So a tower goes the way of Union, and it ends as a 1-for-1.
Bat Rider closing in on his 4-step too. I think it's going to be very problematic for Union Gaming. Just because maybe like an Ember Spirit with a really quick Searing Chains Sleight of Fist combo can stop an Initiate, but aside from that, they don't really have anything instant to sort of counteract that. No Shadow Demon, no Vengeful Spirit, no like Naga Blanket Sleep either, and they just don't have that much AoE control in team fights too. And also no damage for the Slark. I think he's almost invulnerable during the Shadow Dance, aside from maybe like arrow and some burn damage from Ember Spirit's Flame Guard, but nothing significant at all that he has to worry about.
Yeah. He's kind of been running amok now. Number 1 on net worth. Looking at his inventory, has a Yasha, so moving a little faster. Good farming tool, and probably just looking towards an S and Y. It seems to be the state of this game.
His job is to keep Mirana down. If he keeps Mirana down, they should win fairly easily, just because she didn't have that great of a start to begin with. She lost out in that first early exchange, and aside from that, she just keeps getting like Ancient Sealed and blown up every time. She got Lasso, that mid T1 fight too, and a couple more deaths, and she's going to be relegated to like a 3 or 4 roll.
Well, smoke from Union. It's going to expire pretty soon. Gets popped as Angel steps a bit too far forward. Moon Meander on the high ground. Limp goes in. Silence right onto Angel. There's your Ancient Seal once more. Daiko, he's the one that takes the Mystic Flare. Death Ward comes in, does a decent amount of damage. Bat Rider will fall, makes it a 1-for-1. Swindle now taking a lot of damage, but Bloody Nine's there, sustaining as best he can. It's not enough. They trade Razor for Mirana. Now Benjaz, the one getting clicked hard. Moon Meander finds the kill, but this Ember Spirit, he's still alive, and he's the big damage dealer. His support has fallen, now he's on the run. And it will be Complexity that trade 2 for 3 here in the mid lane and get a little more out of it. Man, this Mirana, you hit the nail right on the head, Merlini. That Ancient Seal came out as soon as the fight started, and she was rendered pretty useless.
Yeah, she's just dying every single one of these fights. That's the biggest problem I see for Union Gaming right now. And like Viper and Razor, they're like similar in terms of utility and deaths and kills. Razor's going to have his BKB fairly soon. Viper's has his mech, so he's continuing to prove pretty useful. Ember Spirit and Slark about similar in damage output too. But yeah, really it's just Mirana not really doing that much compared to, let's say, Bat Rider. Since I guess both of them are kind of their 3s at this point.
Yeah, and Bat Rider's got his 4-step now, and Limp has finally gotten a lot more involved. Still finding some time to farm, but we've hit this mid-game stride where both teams are pretty committed to the team fights. Still no mech on the Dire side, and based on 24 kills in 18 minutes, I think it would have been a worthy investment, and still may be. But I'm not sure who would carry it. Maybe the Abaddon, but he's focused on an urn, will complete it now, and also grabs his Tranquil Boots. Moon Meander in the jungle, finds Angel, connects with the pounce. Dark Pack coming through. Angel, a few more auto attacks will bring her down. There's the mech from Benjaz, and Moon doesn't want to commit for it. Even uses the Shadow Dance, but probably the smart play just to back up. So there you go. Just talking about mech. Pretty good item, Merlini.
Yep, pretty good item.
Pretty good. Value Town. Still, Moon's showing off his power here on this Slark. Does have a double damage rune also, so that made it a little easier, but very slippery.
Mirana's just a huge liability. Huge liability. Working on drums there, it's a little bit redundant with Ember Spirit, but she needs like a Manta style or like even a Yasha at this point just to actually contribute some sort of damage in these fights. It's a little unfortunate that she did not have the start that she really needed. I think everyone else is about where you expect them to be 20 minutes in the game. Maybe Ember Spirit doing a little bit better than expected. But then again, he had a pretty easy lane versus Slark.
Yeah, I guess you could call it easy. Slark spent a lot of time moving around collecting runes, so he did have a lot of time just to sort of free farm it up and get some space. Down bottom, Limp could be in some trouble, but actually, who's the one that's in trouble here? Mystic Flare on the Ember Spirit. He's caught inside of the lasso. He almost goes down. They've got the damage. Skywrath finds the kill, but now the Death Ward comes out. They've already lost the Bat Rider. Z-Freak trying to move into the tree line. No TP scroll, nowhere to go. Just looking to buy time for his teammates to get down here. Moonlight Shadow finds a good little nook in the trees. Daiko will scout him out. That big ogre body gets in the way. Now Moon Meander comes leaping in. Won't find anyone. They'll all TP home. No way to stop it. And they'll get away with a 1-for-2 exchange.
Time to get a basher.
Yeah, Complexity still.
Is under attack.
They get a kill on the Ember Spirit, so that's good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Good stuff.
And maybe they'll get this T1 tower out of it too. Swindle Melon just right clicking away.
Well, Moon looks like Sanjun Yasha will be the
Radiant's
item
top
route he
tower
goes
is
here.
under
Picks up the
attack.
Ogre Club. I guess it could be casual Yasha into BKB, but still looking good for an SNY. Ben Jazz, either BKB or Ags coming out for him. Probably the BKB. So
Well,
he's-
I mean, really, they don't have that much versus BKB. Maybe Razor, but Razor's been dying a lot of these fights too.
they've
3
got
and
the
5.
lasso. I don't know.
Well, I mean, in terms
Slark
of like
too.
damage output during it.
Slark's chopping him.
Yeah, Slark does okay versus it. But no, nothing big. They should almost always be able to survive the full BKB duration, unless they take significant amounts of damage during the lasso. So yeah, a lot of it on the Bat Rider again.
Okay. Yeah, there's your SNY coming out. So Bloody 9, only 500 gold. They may want to pick up a gem. So far the Moonlight Shadow hasn't been too much of a problem. Angel hasn't been too aggressive with it, but there will come a point where they'll need a bit more detection than what they've been rolling with. Ooh, Ward comes down on the high ground. Moon Meander stalking it out. Yeah, they've got dust on the Abaddon, so they are prepared. And there's a Radiant Observer right here in the jungle, so they're pretty well aware of Complexity's aggressive movements. And we'll kind of stockpile at the hard camp here. It is stacked up. Looks like a nice double. Sharing is caring.
Radiant's middle
Ogre.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, he's pretty poor. No Aghanims coming out anytime soon on this guy.
Maybe looking for a kill on the Ember Spirit. Bat Rider is very close to him, but they don't really have the burst damage.
Dire Vision. Let's take a look.
He's like setting up, but he needs Sky to get a kill. I think that's the only one. Maybe Slark too. I don't know if he does enough burst during that short duration lasso, but
There's a
possibly.
TP in. Here's your Moonlight Shadow.
Radiant's middle
All right,
tower
going back
is
to the
under
All
attack.
Vision as Ember Spirit's in the front
Radiant
lines.
structures are
Dire
fortified.
Sentry comes down. They know the jig is up. They find the Mirana. Easy lasso. They'll be able to bring her down. Swindle uses the Eye of the Storm for this. There's a Remnant down, and the Ember Spirit will survive. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Viper, he finds a deny on the Tier 1 tower. As Complexity were trying to pressure it. So victories on both sides across the map, but a little more sizable for Complexity as they not only get the kill on the
Oh,
Mirana,
Ember
but stop
Spirit
the
has a
incoming
bug.
gank.
I think he has a bug where he can't, or he was just like running in place.
Oh,
Bug Ember. It's like a.
I think I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it before too. You
It's like when you hop to a Remnant and then you're stuck and you can't walk anywhere, you have to Remnant again, or TP.
you're just dead. You can't
Oh.
do anything.
So does reconnecting actually fix it?
Usually not, unfortunately. So we'll see.
So you have to die? Is that
Yeah,
the...
you have to die.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't do anything about it. But have to just die. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's any other solution. Do you? Have
No.
you seen it before in
I've-
competitive?
I saw it once, and he just got killed right after. So it wasn't... We didn't really pause and reset and have any time to think about it. It was like, oh, that's weird, and then somebody... When he was typing it out, he got hit with an arrow or something and ended up dying.
Okay, they said go.
Okay.
G.
Yeah,
see
try TP, but you can't TP because you're running, right? I think that's the
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah, he's dead. Well, that's.
Sorry,
Oh,
Charlie.
oh.
Oh, the TP!
Oh,
Oh!
they're nice.
Okay, TP
Okay.
worked.
Solution to the bug. Can he
Radiant's
move?
top tower is under attack.
Okay,
He's
good.
moving.
He can-
Okay.
Radiant's
All right, cool.
structures are
Good stuff.
fortified.
Wow, glad he tried the TP.
Glad Complexity didn't kill him too.
Well, they'll
Radiant's
get the
top
Tier 1 tower
has
out of it, though,
fallen.
so Complexity, let's look at the graph here. They do have a decent lead, about 4,000 gold, 7,500 experience. So they are still pulling in the lead, getting a lot more out of the map. The Ember Spirit, the one farming pretty decently for the Radiant. Viper, not bad, but still Slark and Razor getting pretty big and bad already. 10-second BKB on the Razor, ready to rock and roll, and there's your gem picked up on the Bat Rider. So Moonlight Shadow no longer going to be too effective in those surprise tactics. And UG, they're going to back up, and I don't know if they'll even try to
Radiant's
make a
top
defense here.
tower
They
is
do
under
have a
attack.
glyph. But they've just got Ember Spirit farming in the bottom lane. I think they'll let this fall and prepare for a high ground defense.
I don't
if
know. Limp's
necessary.
wrapping around.
Ooh, can he
Radiant's
do it?
middle tower is under
They're
attack.
way far back.
Yeah, dude, look how scared they are. This is good positioning from UG if they really don't want to defend this. Smart to see him back so passive.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And it will just end up being a free tower. They'll even save the glyph for it. I think the right
Radiant's
call.
top tower has fallen.
Complexity probably won't try for high ground here, but if they wanted to, UG would have a little bit of trouble dealing
They can
with it.
easily take Roche. I think Roche is the
Way more safe.
the prize for them. And like aside from a really nice arrow or a Witch Doctor getting his full ultimate off, channeling from a fog or something like that, I doubt that Union Gaming can catch him in a fight.
Uh-oh, Xander, he's going to get caught inside of the lasso. Limp hits him with a flame break as well. Lots of damage flying through, even a mist coil to make sure that Witch Doctor goes down. Easy pick for Complexity, and now I think Roche definitely an option and probably what they're considering. Look at this Z-Freak here. Nice little counter ward. All right, heads up.
They saw it with the Slark.
Oh, yeah. Although they do have a gem, so interesting to see him just throw down a sentry for it, but that's okay. Limp was sort of nearby. Anyway, Battle Fury now up on the Ember, so he gets his first core item there. Good stuff.
He's going to have to carry hard, man.
Yeah, he needs a lot more farm than this. Maybe he can do it, though. If Complexity slow down the game, give him a good 15 minutes with that Battle Fury.
Well, still, he can't farm out safely, though, because of the Blink Lasso initiate, too. So
Well, we saw how fast he was with the slide. Maybe he'll roll the dice a little bit. Take a look at the Dire
that's
Vision.
something that you just can't count on, though. That's going to happen very rarely, and that's usually a misplay by the Bat Rider, as fast as his reflexes are. So, and on top of that, he's the only one who can do it. So, Priest of the Moon not going to catch up. I think he's going for a BKB or something like that. Viper, I mean, he can farm, but what's he going to do versus that Lasso initiate too? So, no one can farm in peace aside from maybe Ember Spirit. If he has his ult, if he has his Flame Guard on, probably, but he can't just use it willy-nilly.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
And look at the graph. I
Radiant's
mean,
middle
it
tower
just
is
Complexity
under
just have
attack.
full control of the map. They can easily win team fights and just smoke them at this point. They're pressuring the towers. Union Gaming can't split push, which is usually what you do versus mass 5-man when you're behind.
Here we go. Moonlight Shadow. It's been used. Limp. He hops forward, grabs one with the lasso. Looks like it's Benjaz. Mystic Flare to follow through. They actually lose the Bat Rider first. Still get the Viper. Witch Doctor channeling the ultimate. No one's going to interrupt it. And they get the kill on the Razor. Certainly not the fight Complexity wanted. And
That was all on Angel.
tower
Angel
is
shot
under
an arrow
attack.
and it hit Bat Rider as
Dire's
soon as he
top
blinked the
tower is
lasso.
under attack.
So very nice play from Miranda there. That just straight won them the fight.
And buyback on the Viper. So it looks like UG will try to punish. I'm not sure he needed to buy back. It was really the Ember that secured that last kill anyhow. But
They also should have just gone for Roshan. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think Union Gaming is going to take a fight that far away from their base, because if they don't have any
Dire's
vision there,
middle
which they
tower is under
should have with the Bat Rider gem, then they can't go unless they go S5. And if they go S5, it's really obvious for Complexity just to back off, because they could just easily well be smoked and waiting for Union Gaming to come up the hill. So that was
Moonlander
a-
is actually hanging onto the gem, so it
Oh,
wasn't
they are?
lost in
Okay.
that exchange.
that's pretty important if they didn't lose it.
Yeah, they didn't lose the gem. Tier 2 in the mid stays standing, so UG not getting the most out of this buyback from Benjaz. Flame Break comes in. Will buy them a little bit of time on the Bat Rider, but now they find the Witch Doctor. An easy pickoff. They're not done yet. Daiko caught by the Pounce of Moonmeander. They have an interrupt. They do not. Lasso up in 1 second. A second too late as the Ogre does TP back to safety. So
Dire's
Complexity
bottom
still
tower is under
doing
attack.
okay with that. Getting a counter kill. They don't lose any objectives with that Tier 2 mid still standing, and they're right back at it. That's the great thing about this
Radiant's
lineup they
middle
have. They're not very
tower is under
cooldown dependent outside of the Lasso, which now is only 75 seconds.
Radiant structures are
Yeah,
fortified.
they can always keep fighting too, and just have much better outside of base sustain. And should be an easy tower unless an arrow or a GG multicast comes out.
Well, Ogre is trying his luck best he can, throwing out those fire blasts left and right. 1,700 gold from an Aghanims on him as Moon presses forward, charges up the Dark Pack,
Radiant's
and
middle
will
tower
cleanse
has
out
fallen.
the fiery bolas coming his way. Tier 2 tower goes down, only one outer tower remaining for Union Gaming, and it is this Tier 2 here in the bottom lane. They've only taken down 2 towers themselves, so that's part of where this gold is coming from. Complexity just full run of the map, as you mentioned, and all that tower money. Look at these wards, too, Merlini. Look at this. Just look at it.
Yep, they don't have a Slark on their side to counter them, and Union Gaming, they can't defend this Roche, especially... Well, they actually do have a Sentry Ward for this ward, but they aren't even killing it.
That's sad. That's a sad story right there.
Yep. Well, it's pretty obvious where Union Gaming is, at least from Complexity's point of view, so they can take this road without fear of anything really happening with them. And I don't know why Union Gaming is 5-manning. I guess they're trying to bait out the Ember Spirit, but
Yeah, it looks like it. They'll hand over an easy Roche. Slark will grab the Aegis, totally uncontested. And now UG. I mean, Complexity just doesn't even care about this. They know they can win a base race. They know they can push this bottom tier 2 just about as quickly as Union can push theirs.
they have better split push, they have better anti-split push.
And they have a glyph where Union doesn't. They'll just let them have some fun with this tower, glyph it up, and pressure down bottom. Let Slark push into the mid and see what damage he can do to a tier 3. Maybe Union get a tier 2 out of this, but at the best case scenario, I think they trade tier 2 towers
Radiant's middle tower
and
is
already
under
damage
attack.
on their tier 3. Now they're just not in a good position to defend.
Dire's top
They will
tower
TP back
has
to deal with
fallen.
Moon. Daiko, he'll get initiated on. Moon might find a free kill. That mech paying for itself. Shadow Dance comes out. Easy pick off for the Slark. He's done at least a third damage to the tier 3 tower. Meanwhile, the rest of his team gets the tier 2 bottom. It's just a straight up better trade for Complexity, man. That money is rolling.
Yeah, now they have to try and defend
Radiant's bottom
4v5.
tower
Those two guys
is
only
under
have
attack.
TP scrolls. They're so far behind and not in position for this push.
Oh my gosh, that makes it even worse. You gotta have the TPs if you want to do something like this. Tower taking a lot of damage. Moon, front lines, has the Aegis. Will be okay if he goes down. They get the kill on the Mirana. Moon's still alive thanks to the Abaddon, but a sleight of fist will finish him off. Aegis of the Immortal, bringing him back to life. The buyback from the Mirana. Tower at half health, and Complexity will back out to reset things. Maybe just waiting for another creep wave, or maybe pulling a full retreat. Looks like it will be a fake back. They will smoke. Flaming Lasso available on the Bat Rider. All 5 alive on both sides. The difference, ultimates available here on the Dire. And missing a couple here on the Radiant.
Radiant's
Fake
bottom
back.
tower is under attack.
Classic maneuver.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Angel caught inside of the lasso. Fiery Remnant presses forward, but now the Ancient Seal comes out. Nowhere for the Mirana to go. Mech's just a little bit too late. Now the rest of the fight presses through. Death Ward doing some damage here. Swindle on the back foot. Bloody 9 takes a lot of it. They will get the kill on the Skywrath. Now the Sun onto the Abaddon. Gets off an Aphotic Shield. Goes back for a deny. Won't be able to get it off. And again, it's Union that make the repel. Despite losing their Mirana right away, they trade a 1 for 2. I think overall still not bad for Complexity as they forced a buyback in the exchange before that, but
And they
second
killed
time
Mirana.
around.
No, they killed Mirana twice, and
Yeah.
she bought back. It's terrible for Union Gaming.
Say goodnight to your economy, sweet sister.
Yep.
Wow.
That's the stroke that will render her useless for the rest of the game, pretty much. It's an unfortunate life for Mirana.
I'll take that.
It
I'll
is.
take that.
It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Union, they hang on a little bit longer. About 10,000 golden experience deficit in favor of Complexity here. So there's an Ancient stack for the Radiant. That's not too bad. And Slark just showing his face is enough to force the Witch Doctor to TP. Moon feeling good about that one. That's just a straight intimidation tactic.
Well, he has a basher, too. You gotta be scared.
Yeah. And oh, now the Razor has a full Ags. So you thought their siege potential was crazy before. Swindle now level 16 and upgraded ultimate. Yeah, this'll hurt. And they've already softened up these tier 3 towers pretty well. Mid and the bottom lane. So they do have a lot more split push potential now. Maybe Complexity will wait it out till the next Roche. Still a long time before that happens. But could be an
Yeah.
option. They're not in any hurry.
They really aren't. Like, Abyssal can be complete on Slark and just completely wreck the Ember Spirit.
Yeah, he's close
Um,
also.
They can get like a Yules on Bat Rider and just kind of Cyclone and kite the Viper during the fights. Also very good at slapping split push. So, I mean, the options are really open to them. They're even scared to farm right outside their T3. I mean, Ogre's like sitting way back there trying to help these two out in case there's a go. And they just have no vision. They can't keep it up because of the gem. They can't split push because of Bat. They can't take Roshan because they have no vision. It's just a vicious cycle of despair for Union Gaming.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, Z-Freak Swindle moving around the mid. There's your Abyssal picked up on the Slark. He'll clear out another stack, stack of Ancients here. And I think Complexity might just head down bottom. They're not in any particular hurry. They wouldn't mind sitting back and farming, but I think they're also a little bit concerned about this Ember Spirit's ability to turtle. And why wait when you have such an edge? He'll pick up his second Battle Fury here, Merlini.
Dude,
Don't
he
be
gets
such
Abyssal,
a naysayer.
he's done. He's done for.
Oh, that's true.
in
He
these
doesn't have
fights.
much in the way of
They have no
HPs.
defensive things versus like BKB Rush too. like Slark Shadow Dances, Razor BKBs, Batrider BKBs. They can just go all out on the Ember Spirit if they wanted to, and they wouldn't be worse for the wear.
Heads up!
Yeah, that's a fair point. I'm trying to look at the positives.
Well, positive is Ogre almost has his Scepter, which is pretty big positive, because then they can burst people down before the BKBs and potentially burst Slark down before the Shadow Dance, and an untimely Athletic Shield may still let that happen. So that's probably the thing that's going the best for Union Gaming is carry Ogre.
I mean, almost is maybe a bit subjective here. He's still 600 gold off. He may not have it before the next skirmish breaks out.
Oh, it's closer than Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor is you
well.
can't even say the A in almost.
I mean, he's got nothing. He's got a point. Well, he's not got nothing. He's got a point booster, but 34 minutes in. I mean, he's playing the 5. He's buying all the consumables here. He's doing okay, but won't have an Aghanims in the near future. Now Complexity. Still just hanging out. They're farming out the Radiant jungle. Still finding more efficient farm around the map, which is still good news. Batrider using his gem, taking out Fresh Sentry. Or no, just the Observer here. But still a Fresh Observer. Pretty good victory for him. And he also has a BKB. 10 seconds ready to rock and roll.
Yep, they're all good. Just need to wait for Roshan. Looks like it will be... I didn't actually see the timer when it expired, but it should be pretty soon.
2 minutes on the initial timer, so we'll see what the RNG is. Maybe things will be in Complexity's favor, and it'll be a quickie. Quickie before work. Xander up top. No, just the 2 supports. Abaddon does have 3 points in the Avernus. Maybe he can get a kill here, Merlini.
Oh.
Uh-oh, big bad Ember Spirit's coming. He's going to break up this party.
Too. Instant zip out.
Yep. They do not want to mess with this Slark, man. I wouldn't either. The Abyssal Blade's pretty scary. And he hits pretty hard now.
Yeah, if he had a Shadow Blade, they could go nowhere on the map safely.
Well, now he gets the Blink Dagger, so a mobility tool for Moon.
I think it's slightly necessary for him because Union Gaming is getting away with like a little bit of split push. They shouldn't be allowed past the river at this point, yet they're still venturing forth and not getting punished, so Moon Meander needs to stop that.
Down bottom, is this a smoke? It sure is. Union Gaming trying to bait with the Ember Spirit. The rest of them smoked up in the front lines. It'll get broken by the Skywrath. Daiko looking for his options. Mirana goes in. She'll get silenced right away. Mirana taking a lot of damage, but the Met comes through, keeps her alive. Now BKB's used. They get the kill on the Mirana. Lasso on the Razor, but Swindle and Moon, they go forward. They find the Witch Doctor and Ogre kills. Benjaz trying to TP out. He will, but it's a triple kill for Swindle.
He got Abyssal in base. He used the Abyssal on the Viper, but a Viper still TP'd away. You know, I've actually had that happen like a couple of times recently in the last month where you get stunned. Like I got Beastmaster roared, I got Potom arrowed, and I still ended up back in base, and I got stunned. So there's some weird interactions going on with TP and stun, I think, recently in the patch.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate for Moon Meander.
Yeah. Well, still, they get a 3-0. Great stuff for Complexity, and now they've got a very sizable lead. They'll move right into the base. Buyback status.
I mean, that was all Z-Freak, too. He placed the Observer Ward. They, like, backed off in a tree line, and they popped the smoke in vision, too, during nighttime. So Complexity actually got the jump on the smokers rather than the other way around, which is just great play by the supports.
And poor positioning from the Mirana. She just kind of YOLO'd in there. I mean, Complexity did set a trap, like you said, but...
Well, timing is of the essence. His team should... Like, if you're going to go for a smoke, you just got to go for it. You can't just be very scared. Oh, smoke popped, let's run away. That's not the idea of a smoke. The idea of a smoke is to hope that there's only going to be 3 of them. You kill all 3 of them, you proceed into Roshan, and then you go for a kill. If it's a 5-on-5 fight, you're going to lose anyways. Like, this 5-on-5 impending for Union Gaming is probably going to be disastrous. And it wouldn't have gone any better around this place either. The only way they're going to win is by taking Complexity by surprise, and that's probably their best chance. So it's almost a maximum Roshan respawn. Actually, only 2 minutes 10, so still not great for them.
Yeah, still pretty long. And now UG, they move out of the base. Maybe they want to look towards Roche themselves. Not sure exactly what their strategy is, but they will roam as a 5-hero pack, which I think is a smart idea in general here. Complexity just spread out. Bloody Nine hangs out in the Roche, but he's picked up a 4-staff now on this Abaddon. What are we looking at other item-wise? Moon Meander should have a fair penny in his pocket. Yeah, 3,400. So a couple of options for him. But Union are actually going to try and knock down this Tier 1 tower. Interesting choice. Go for a push of their own. I guess they figure Complexity won't really want to defend a tier 1, but hey, they'll get another glyph out of it, so they buy it some time. Bloody 9 comes in. Complexity are thinking about making a stand here. Moonlight Shadow comes in. Slark goes leaping through, does not connect on a pounce, but will still do a lot of damage. Mystic Flare doing a little bit to Benjaz. Now the Death Ward, but Xander, he's forced back. It's interrupted with the lasso. Daiko gets silenced up. He'll get clicked down, and it's Complexity coming out hot. They'll find a kill on Benjaz in the trees, and meanwhile, Ember Spirit gets locked down. It's a 4-0.
That's pretty much game.
Oh,
That's
God.
disastrous.
That was dirty.
That's a YOLO push.
Yeah. Complexity, they didn't even defend the tower completely, but it was just enough for them to take the engagement they needed. The Moonlight Shadow came out, but rendered completely ineffective. Lim holding onto his gem, so they were able to just see right through the veil of the invisibility. Angel mid, Moon Meander just blinks in, juices her, cuts her pony in half, and then gives the lady the knife.
Yep, that's poor Mirana, man.
Yeah, it is.
She's supposed to be the one, and it says she's number 6 out of 10. So I don't really think. I mean, their tri-lane could have gone a little bit better. Maybe they should play like hyper aggressively as soon as the Skyra showed on bottom, especially on the Abaddon. But it still wasn't an easy kill. Razor's just one of those heroes that you're always really hesitant to go on, and the hesitation really costs them. Or they just need to ditch the Mirana and go for kills on, like let's say the bottom Bat Rider or the Sark in mid. And I mean, Sark's just out of control. He hasn't died yet this game.
7-0 and 17. Moon is on a rampage, and no, you're right though. They really have no tools to deal with him. And then the Abaddon on top of it, he's just cleansing him out. Ugh. 2 lanes of RX down, but Union Gaming, they're fighters. They're in this to win it. They're gonna hold true to the end. Merlini. Realistically, what are their chances? Are we going full 0-100?
Not that bad.
No. Still a chance for a
It's never too late to throw, dude.
All right.
It's never too late to throw. They can just throw bodies at the
30,000 golden experience. It's not too late.
It's not too late, man.
I'm gonna go 95.
I've seen a lot of fountain campings go wrong.
A lot of fountain camping. Oh, that sounds like a abysmal
I've seen
way to
some
win a
rapier
game.
throws, dude. I've seen it all, man.
Yeah, Complexity get rapier and throw it away. I guess it could happen.
Yeah, Ember Spirit with double Battle Fury crit, dude. If he gets a rapier, it's not over.
All right.
Without a rapier, though, probably highly unlikely. So,
He's still pretty far away.
well, I mean, Cole can just give him 2 rapiers, dude. What if Razor and Slark get a rapier and then just throw it away?
I mean,
Because they're exuberant about fountain camping.
in that case, Union, maybe they can turn it around.
Yo, people like being flashy. They like just rubbing it in their opponent's face that, hey, I'm just going to get a naked rapier. What are you going to do about it?
I think they also really want to come to the summit.
That's true, but they also want to be flashy.
They do.
If Demon were on this team,
If
their chances would
then it
probably be in double digits.
Then it would be a totally different team. But no, I feel you. You're right. It's throwable. 100-0 was too brash. But
Always throwable.
oh, arrow. Nope, it'll miss. It's Razor this time that gets the Aegis though.
Yeah, he's their tower seizer. You usually want your tower seizer to have the Aegis because they're the one in the most dangerous position. But at the same time, he has heart and 30, 50 HP. Is he really scared of dying? Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, that's a good answer. Maybe, just maybe.
I mean, Slark has evasion and shadow dance, so I
mean,
think
If you want flashy, they just go straight for the tier 4s here. YOLO in, leave the top lane of barracks.
flashy is sell all your items, just purchase straight naked rapiers on everybody, and then you go in 4 to 5. That's flashy, dude.
Dude, that's the Kale tier of flashy. It deserves its own word. Flashy. That's insane. That's
Abaddon,
you're
naked
probably
rapier.
unstable if you do that. I guess I could still win a game though.
I think they could. It's risky. It'd make things interesting for sure.
Well, Witch Doctor, his life won't get so interesting as he's going to have some time to think about it in the grave. Daiko's going to join him. Now Benjaz, BKB on the Abyssal. The hammer comes from the sky. Sleight of Fist cleaving through, but it simply won't be enough. The GGs are called. They're thinking about diving this well, and oh, Papa, they'll do it. They get the kill on the Ember, and Merlini, we've got a victor. 43 minutes in, Complexity. They do it to it and seal the deal.
It's a fake GG.
No way.
It's a fake GG.
UG, you wouldn't. You dogs, you wouldn't.
It's the Ember Spirit.
Oh my god. You salty devils. Ember Spirit, I'm glad you died.
Now they'll call
here.
GG. Okay, there they go.
I'm going to give him a tisk tisk for that one. Yeah, it's not good when your administrator's saying tisk, double tisk.
Oh, they got rolled.
Yeah,
They got rolled by
we'll let them have
Moonmeander.
their moment of fun.
That did not seem like very much fun.
Maybe the end was whenever.
Buying
I got
back and
someone
dying
got
again.
kills.
That's not my idea of a good day, dude.
Hey, you know what? Nobody was surprised here. This was the number 1 team versus the bottom
They put
team.
up an okay fight in the first like
It was.
10 minutes.
It
but
was interesting, and then complexity. It just became apparent that they were farming the map better. They moved around better, and then they just started pulling ahead in kills. 36-19, as you mentioned. The Slark having a perfect game. 10-0-19. Moon Meander involved in 29 of the 36 kills. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's very active.
Very
Well played.
active. So, all right, we've got one more game coming up next, Merlini. Do you remember what it is?
No.
Swag versus Not Today. So another good one. Get to see some Smash action. That is scheduled to start in about 10 minutes. So we get a little break, and then our final game of the day coming up after this.
Swag.